Hi, Terry Dillon here. My company, TD Solutions, supports volunteer administrators to run their clubs better. I'm Vice President of my local football and netball club in rural Gippsland, and prior to creating TDS, I worked as a senior executive of some of the biggest sporting clubs in Australia. TDS has helped more than 500 clubs across 12 sports to not only survive but build incredible foundations to thrive. Sponsorship for community clubs appears to be getting harder. This is a consistent message we're hearing from many of our clubs. At the TDS face-to-face and Skype workshops, we dive into what clubs are selling as part of their offering. Once we review what is being sold, often we find the club is generating sponsorship money based primarily on existing relationships. The reality is that they are selling a strong element of fresh air to the client. It's usually seen as a donation. Do these statements sound familiar when you're talking to a potential sponsor? We have a couple of branding assets to have, whether it's a singlet or a polo or a jersey or a jumper. We have some player sponsors you can have. We can give you a permanent fence signage to promote your business. We can promote your business on our website. These statements represent most clubs before we work with them. It's this sort of old-fashioned revenue model that is completely outdated. Using it leaves many clubs administrators feeling lost and frustrated, overwhelmed, and unsure how to solve their sponsorship problem. Sponsorship is a high profit margin revenue stream that just doesn't get the focus it requires. People are leaning on existing relationships rather than developing a substantial two-way business transaction. A new age sponsorship angle is required and well overdue. The key to any long-term sponsorship success is creating a vehicle to promote the sponsor's brand and business. We provide a few that cross over into all sports. The contribution from the sponsor needs to be far more than just a donation. It has to be part of a two-way transaction. If you can provide your sponsor with opportunities to promote their business in a structured manner, then your chances of retaining them year on year increase. Isn't that our objective? Otherwise, it becomes a real hassle recruiting new sponsors year on year. A great example of how it works is TDS ran a workshop for a club where they chose 3 of the 7 tried and true sponsorship initiatives we proposed to them. It was a matter of reallocating internal resources and focusing on the areas where they could get a better result. After year 1, the club's sponsorship increased by $54,000, which was 120% up on the previous year. Typically, sponsorship revenue comes early in the season, and it took a great deal of pressure off the volunteers. Here's a couple of tips. The base formula of a successful sponsorship structure is a combination of the following. Assets. Understand what branding assets you've got to sell. An asset audit will be required. You should have 10 assets plus to consider. Your club profile and sponsorship proposal. Make sure you present yourself in a professional manner. Ensure you have multiple sponsorship vehicles where all your sponsors are promoted, singly and as a collective. Consider both cash and in-kind sponsorship. Revenue can come in both forms. Don't make the mistake of underestimating the importance of an in-kind contribution. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you think you know someone who could benefit from seeing this, please feel free to share.